Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 3 of my Clouds of Darkness Let's Play. Between last time and now, I did a fair bit of smashing cobblestone and sieving gravel, sand, and dust so that I'd have the materials to continue. Now, when you are looking to actually use your broken ore from your gravel, you're going to want to break it down a little bit further because it will, in the long run, save you time. You can craft 4 broken iron ore into an iron ore gravel, get that out into the world, smash it with your hammer, and you will get between 4 and 7 crushed iron ore. Then you can turn 4 of those into an iron ore sand, get those into the world, and you'll get between 4 and 7 iron ore powder. See here, I just turned those 5 blocks of ore into 6 blocks of ore. Totally worth it if you're willing to spend a little bit of extra time with the hammer. It's somewhat annoying to do, but it does save time compared to smashing more cobblestone and sieving more gravel. You will, in fact, get everything that you need faster by breaking it all down into the powder and the dust, as opposed to just using the broken. Because you're practically, you are absolutely guaranteed at least the same amount out that you put in, and you have a chance of getting up to 75% more. In general, it's, well, I mean, it's just superior. So, quests. Along the way, we have managed to complete the broken ore quest to get 8 broken iron, gold, aluminum, and copper, and 18 coal powder. This was actually the hard part of the quest, the 18 coal powder. It took almost 3 full stacks of gravel to get to that 18 coal powder. So we're going to grab our reward from that. We're also going to collect the reward from the ooh, hang on. Crushed silver, crushed lead. Oh my, I have goofed. Yup, I am still short a little bit of silver and lead because I went ahead and crafted that up and smashed it rather than using it. So I'm going to need to get myself, oh, how much lead? I have 1 silver and 3 lead. I'm going to need to get the remains of those figured out before we can claim the next reward. But that's okay. I'll handle that off camera. So that's a good reward bag and gets us a repair talisman. Now, I believe that the repair talisman from Project E is expended. Oh, nope. It's just slowly working to repair my stone hammer. Is it working on you? It does not appear to be, oh, it is in fact affecting my pickaxe as well. So this is a fairly powerful item to get, and pretty early at that. It doesn't seem to be consuming anything as it works. I don't remember the exact mechanics of this, as it's been a very long time since I did much with Equivalent Exchange 2, but it seems to be something that's just relatively hard to get your hands on. In fact, impossible in this pack, as I hit R over it and it doesn't seem to have a recipe. But extremely powerful. Maybe there's some way to make it that I don't remember. It's quite possible. Some very specific transmutation. In any case, after you get your iron, your lead, silver, nickel, or dust, whatever, you can run it through the smeltery to get 2 ingots out of each of those. The osmium, you cannot do that with. There is no liquid osmium. The best you can do with this is smelt it. There's also no way to turn this osmium or dust into any, like the pulverized osmium. So if I take a look at an osmium, maybe, or did I break any eye? I seem to have broken any eye. Let me do a quick relog and I'll go get the rest of that crushed lead and silver. Oh, never mind. There it is. Just took a moment. So I'm not quite certain that should be compatible with, it tells me there's a fluid osmium molten. Well, you know what? The only way we're going to find out is if we just try it. Let's toss that osmium ore dust in here. And no, it is not melting. There is no recipe using osmium ore dust. We're going to have to put this through a furnace to get a osmium ingot from Ex Nihilo and hope that it is cross-compatible with the osmium ingot from Mechanism if we want to make use of it, because this is a little weird, but it does look like it can be used in place of the osmium items, I think. Huh, that's a little odd. Make a builder's wand using osmium, this ex nihilo osmium and a extra tough tool rod? Strange. Anyway, it can make metallurgy confuser, so that's the important bit. We're all set there. All right, so the next important goal that we have, now that we've got a source of metals, a pretty significant one at that, which I'll handle processing and everything off screen sometime. I want to get a good source of monster drops, because especially bones and rotten flesh are going to be extremely important for this pack. And to do that, I'm going to build myself a monster spawning tower, which will drop a lot of monsters into a collection room that can then be used to, well, they will end up being destroyed in the long run through some means or another. And as you can see, this guy has been really good about producing a ton of cobblestone for me. One other thing, oh, actually, you know, I wish I had access to some string to make myself a rope ladder, but I do not. So I'm going to have to be just relatively careful with this whole project. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some water there so that it can help me easily build underneath the platform. Because I want them to land, I want to have a landing pad right like that. And let me grab this. You'll see why in just a moment. And this is going to be a 3x3 down here. There we go. And then we need to ring the edges, make some walls, is the idea. And the whole idea behind this is to have a nice pool of water that I can land in. So this will give me an easy descent area. I'm going to be working quite high and having a pool of water to land in. It's not going to be so high that one bucket's thickness won't protect me from the fall. So it's a very good idea to have that down there. Every now and then, harvest the wheat. I have been slowly using wheat to create more dirt. I'm not generating any leaves at the moment, but I will be in the future. Don't worry, we're gonna handle dirt generation this episode as well if I can. Okay, so the next step along the way is going to be getting this into tower form. All right, so I am currently at Y66. Monsters are unable to spawn if they are too close to me, and it is a spherical distance. For a monster to spawn naturally from low light conditions, it must be at least 24 blocks away from me. Now, the gravity trap is actually even more complicated than that because it relies on natural monster movement. And for the monsters to be able to move, they have to be within 32 blocks. So the sweet spot that we're aiming for here is between 24 and 32 blocks away. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this up to about 20 above the base of 66. So we're going to go build straight up to 86 and start our serious construction up there. And we're going to do so right here. And the reason we want it at 86 is the following. So, all right, there's our edge. So that's 1, 2, here we go. You there, you there. All right. I will explain as I go. I just need to make sure that I actually build this right on my first try, or, you know, I look a little silly. All right. The reason we wanted 86 was so that we could put our platform where we're going to, like the initial gathering point, because the whole idea behind the gravity drop spawner is we build out as we build up and we make a larger area for monsters to spawn. So I need to build these walls a little bit out from where this first resting platform is going to be. And then once I get, hang on, let me think, 3 more above this. Actually, it's going to go 4 above this. That's the reason. There we go. So once I get 4 more above this, then we will be at a point where things can start spawning and are still within the movement range. Now the problem is going to come in with lighting and the fact that everything needs to not spawn until I'm ready for it to. And actually one of the best ways to handle that is going to be to bring a bed with me, or at least a... Well, I do have string. I could make a ladder. Forget it. We're gonna go back to base camp, and we're gonna get a sleeping bag with us, so that anytime we see that it is becoming night, we can easily fix that. And the sleeping bag requires that carpet that we mined up earlier, as well as some amount of coal that I don't exactly remember, but I believe is about 4. Yes, it is 4. Excellent. Where is my carpet? Here we go. So we're going to create 4 wool and use that plus the 4 carpet to make a sleeping bag from open blocks. Grand. Now anytime that it is night, we can make it not night. And we go back up the tower, conveniently building in one of the walls that we're going to need to fill in eventually anyway. So that's useful. Now, we want this to be at least 3 tall. For this one, we're going to go 1 higher. Actually, no, we're not. What we're actually going to do is we're going to build this 1 thicker. We want them to have the shortest fall possible early on, so they don't take any damage until we're ready for them to. And we want these walls to be 3 tall. The reason we want them to be 3 tall is so that Endermen can fit underneath them. Wait a second, it's 3 tall and then it's the next platform. It's been so long since I've done this, it's been months and months, I can't keep all of this in my brain. So yeah, we don't actually need it to be 1 thicker. I'm just, you know, apparently slightly terrible at this game today. So let me get these walls built, and then I'll show you the next step. There we are. Once you have your 4 walls built 4 high, 3 for the walls and then 1 more for the floor, what you're going to do is you're going to build a little cover for the hole that leads all the way down, and you're going to leave the center space open. And this entire ring around the edges you're also going to leave open. Now this is at Y90. If I were standing directly under it, this is exactly far enough away from me that monsters will spawn. So this is where we want our first spawning platform to be. And we want that platform to be at least 3 thick because of the way that monster spawns are calculated. So when a monster spawns, it isn't just 1 monster, it's always a pack. And that pack of monsters will choose a random space that is in suitable terrain, and will then attempt to make 12 attempts near that space to spawn 4 monsters. 8 for wolves, 1 for ghasts. And I believe Endermen usually only spawn 2. But maybe they just count double? I'm not certain. Anyway, it always spawns a pack of the same monsters, which is why you tend to find, you know, small packs of skeletons or zombies or whatever all in the same spot. Now, that space, those 12 attempts, will happen within a 41 by 1 by 41 area around the block. It's a 41 by 41 square that's 1 spot high. To be a suitable location, the lowest part of the body must spawn inside this area. It must be on top of a solid block, not a transparent block, such as glass or a slab. We'll be abusing that briefly. And the center mob, at least one of them, has to be able to exist. Almost 85% of spawns will be within 5 blocks of the pack center. So within 5 blocks of this little area right here, most of the land will be spawnable, which means that most of the area is going to be able to be a place that monster packs will easily spawn. And because of the way we're building this, they won't have very far to wander before they fall down into here, and then they can wander a little bit more and fall down further. How are they going to be able to wander down into the point where they fall off? Well, that's going to be up to the fact that mob pathing code is kind of dumb. With a trap door in that area, and I believe signs also work, but I've had my best luck with trapdoors. If I put a trapdoor right here and close it, then the mob will consider this block solid. And it will happily attempt to path from here to there, expecting this block here to be solid, and then get surprised and fall off. You can see it's almost nighttime in about 7 minutes, so I'm gonna just get a little bit more built until that little clock says night. Then I'm gonna put on my sleeping bag, and we'll pass the night quickly before the light level gets low enough for anything to start spawning up in this area. Having a sleeping bag handy is always the fastest time to get from, oh look, it's just now night, to now it is morning and nothing can spawn in between. And that's how I'm going to manage to get this whole thing constructed without anything spawning inside of it. Now, I've got a fair bit more work to do before I am ready for the next layer. I'm going to get some of that done off camera, and I'll show you the shape of the next layer. And that'll be, well, yeah, I think we can build one more than that. I'll run the numbers. Anyway, see you soon. All right, there's the walls built, and I'm starting to extend the platform 2 spaces beyond the edge of the wall to create another layer where we have a 3 wide spawning platform. On the inside, we're going to leave one area, one little edge that is open, and we're going to make this a 3 wide platform as well. Let me show you what that ends up looking like when it gets filled in a little bit. And then right over top of where there's stone, we make sure there's no stone. Or, you know, maybe I actually build it right and don't accidentally fall. But that's the great thing about the funnel. The falls are small enough that nothing takes damage when it's falling. You can, in fact, end up using this as an experience farm at the bottom if you so choose. Wait a second here. Something's wrong. Oh, that's the problem. So we're not supposed to actually have blocks there. There we go. The 3 wide platform ends up going like this, and you leave a little 8 block hole ringing around a center solid stone. And maybe this is just artistic license and isn't really necessary. However, the efficacy of this mob tower has been proven for me in multiple series so far, and I'm going to keep using it. Now, like I mentioned, you can go up to 32 away from you. The reason you can't go any further than that is outside of a range of 32 blocks from wherever you are currently standing, and this is spherical distance, not one direction, but in absolute distance terms. The monsters will pause if they are outside of that area, and they will not move any further along. So here at 94, we're good. Monsters will move, things will spawn, life is good. If I were to go any higher, I would hit 98. And then the monsters would be 3 blocks away from me when I'm running around on my platform at 66. And at that point, they will stop moving. Now, a way I've handled this in the past is to actually build the tower shorter than this and let them fall past my usual platform. That is effective. However, this monster spawner generates so many monsters that I have not actually needed to do that in the last couple of series. So I just build so that they fall to the point where I want to collect them and have that collection point be on the same level as the rest of everything. So let me finish filling in this platform and build in the walls, and then I'll show you what we're going to do for a ceiling. Back in a little bit. I'm going to need quite a while to get all that done. See you soon. Alrighty, folks, I am back up top the tower with the plan to get this all finished. I have everything in place to do so as well. So let's show you how it gets finished. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of cobblestone slabs around. These are in place because if I hit F7, you can see nothing can spawn on them. And their purpose is to prevent spiders from spawning, because a spider will not spawn unless all 4 blocks underneath it, as they occupy a 2x2 area, is spawnable. And with these cobblestone slabs in the way, there are no 2x2 areas in this entire tower that are spawnable. That's why you need to leave this little section open in the middle so that you can make sure that nothing can spawn there. It is also why we build the thing with a 3x3 as the final chute, because that way it is very easy to make sure that everything is interrupted by slabs and no spiders spawn. Now for the roof, we again use cobblestone slabs because, like we just mentioned, when they are in this position, which is the bottom half, so let me demonstrate. A slab can occupy 2 spaces in a block, the bottom or the top half of that block. When it is in the bottom half, it's treated as a transparent block. It is not a spawnable surface. When it is the top half, it is a spawnable surface. So what you do is you make sure that you have a roof layer of these cobblestone slabs in the bottom position of that block, and this will block light from coming down, but will not allow monsters to spawn. So, like, if I were to... You can see things getting darker as I go. Is that enough? Oh, we're going to need to go a little further. I'm going to show you exactly why, because you'll be able to see that this space will eventually turn to a red square. And a red square can spawn monsters at any time. Let me fill this in until I can demonstrate properly. Oh, darn it. Those are going to have to get broken and replaced. There we are. And I have with me the materials to make lots more of these cobblestone slabs as needed. Thankfully, this particular pack... Oh, you can see now. This corner has become a red square and is now able to spawn at any time. And in fact, if I were to go all the way to the exact opposite corner of this area, then it is at least likely that monsters would be able to spawn there. Well, I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't say likely, actually. So what I'm going to do to keep myself safe is I'm going to build from the outside in an attempt to keep myself within 24 blocks of any point that is able to spawn at all times. And again, I've got my sleeping bag with me, and I have my trapdoors. Trapdoors, as I said, go into the middle on the top space, and then you open them. Just like that. And then monsters will treat this as a space that they can walk on. Which I think is strange coding, but it works, and it allows this to function. If they ever fix that, then this entire mob tower design will no longer work at all. And I will be sad, because I like this mob tower design. Oops. Bump, 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 bump. There we go. 8 trapdoors for 8 spaces in the middle. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to work on this off camera, get it all finished up, and then once I have it functional, I'll cut back in and show you the flow of monsters. And as you can see, we're still leaving those 1, 2, 3 spaces between the floor and the ceiling so that we can get Endermen to spawn, as Ender Pearls are one of the most important things that we're going to be looking to get out of this trap. All right, see you soon, folks. Alrighty, folks, moment of truth. It is very dark here. There are trapdoors and slabs everywhere. Everything's opened up, and it is ready. The instant I jump out of here, monsters are going to start spawning above me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be jumping down there, bricking things over, and, well, getting rid of the water, basically, with the slabs, and then trying to get out of there before I die. Thought you'd want to join me for the exciting part. Most likely, it won't be a problem. But, just in case there is a problem, wanted you guys to see it. And they should start falling into there any moment now. All right, so I got out safely. Yay! Let's grab a little bit of water. And we're actually going to go build a little bit further down. Plenty of cobblestone on hand. Good, good, good. How exactly do I want to go about that? I want to build from there. 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. We'll build our platform here. Uh-oh. Ow, ow, ow. Get that out. Thank you. Little dicey that. Oh, you can hear one landed. There we go. Now we're in business. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have anything to light this with right now, so we're actually going to end up building with slabs in that down position I was telling you about. Sounded like one lived. That could be an issue. And in fact, is an issue. But that's why we're building down here. We're going to make this even better than originally planned. No, that's not a word. No, I don't care. So, now that I've got the platform built, I can actually work on getting myself an easy way down. That would be good. So I'm going to need some sort of ladder to put right there. It's going to be a little dicey in there. All right, let me get the materials I needed. I just wanted you to join me real quick so you could see whether I managed to die horribly finishing off the trap. Anyway, now that you can hear them spawning, you know that we are in business, and I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty, folks, we're ready to put the finishing touches on this. You may have noticed there's a couple of severe issues with it. At the moment, monsters are falling 20 blocks. That's not enough to kill them. And honestly, this was never meant to be a fall damage trap anyway. Hang on a second. First of all, we're going to need to make some iron spikes. Also, we're going to need to make a sound dampener. Noise dampener? I'm not quite sure which it is. Anyway, you make it with redstone in the middle of 8 planks. You get a note block, and you put your 8 wool around that, made with the string we collected earlier, and we end up with our sound muffler. Put that down, and suddenly it becomes bearable in here again. I can hear myself think. Yay. Alright, so iron spikes. From iron spikes, we need carpenter's blocks, which are planks and sticks. Makes 5 at a time. And carpenter's wedge slopes, which are carpenter's blocks and sticks. Makes 6 at a time. You're also going to need to take 5 of those wedge slopes, put it on your hotbar, select that item, hold shift, and mouse wheel down until you get to the carpenter's prism slope. 2 spaces away. Put those into the crafting grid, like so. We're not going to need quite that many of them, but there we go. 2, 4, 6. Even that's overkill, but it makes it look pretty, I think. We're going to need a cobblestone slab while we're down there, and I'm going to make myself, 10 or 12 ladders or something like that. There we go. So we're going to take all of these materials, and one final thing. Get some rails, use those rails to make 2 lots of conveyor belts from extra utilities. I could use water, but the Endermen, when they hit the water, will teleport up onto the platform, which will cause severe issues because Endermen are really dangerous in this pack. In fact, everything is really dangerous in this pack. The monsters are just not to be trifled with at all. They are not friendly. They do not want you to be happy, and they will kill you until you are dead, dead, dead. All right, let that drain out, and I can start building a little platform where we're going to collect everything. We are going to ladder up there. Oh, and you know what? I am missing torches. That's okay. Let me go grab those torches and sleep through the... Oh, well, it's not actually nighttime. It's just dark down here. Anyway, I'll go grab a couple of torches and be right back. Torches acquired. We are going to now get ourselves a nice little area down here where we can be safe and secure and happy. There we go. And a railing would be nice. Yes, fantastic. All right, this is the wall. This is where the monsters will be spawning, or will be, well, in this area is where the monsters are dropping, this little 3x3, these 9 blocks. There are monsters directly above my head. If I were to look up and swing my pickaxe, I would die horribly. Let's not do that. So we're gonna put a torch there for the time being, and we're going to plan to bring the walls down on all sides except one. Well, two, actually. What was that noise? Something strange happened in my inventory, I imagine. I can hear an Enderman in there. I want its pearl. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Patience. We're almost done. So the biggest problem with gathering the drops is that you need ender pearls to be able to create any of the remote gathering items. Your... oh, what are they called? The... words fail me at the moment. It is very late and I've been at this for quite some time. The vacuum hopper, the hopping upgrade for, I think it's modular systems, and the... oh, what's the better chest version? There it is. The collector upgrade. All of these require ender pearls and hoppers to some degree or another. The collector upgrade is one of my favorites, but unfortunately it's not really any better than the open blocks vacuum hopper. And the vacuum hopper is significantly cheaper and works much further away. I guess it requires some blaze powder, which the other one doesn't, but the whole blaze powder thing, not a worry. Vacuum chest from Ender.io is really expensive. I think it serves the same purpose, though. I haven't actually messed with it. Anyway, conveyor blocks. When you are facing in a direction and you place a conveyor block down, it will be traveling in that direction. We want all the monsters to travel from here to there, so we're going to face this way and get our conveyor belts placed down. And to do just like that. Now, what these conveyor belts are going to be pushing them into is actually going to be, oh, that's what I forgot. I need to go grab a collection of hoppers, which is going to require more iron than I have prepared. Let me go get that ready. Back in a moment. All right, we need 3 hoppers to make this work. That's going to take us another 15 iron and 3 chests. Good thing we smashed everything down when we did. Take those hoppers back down here. Made a nice little platform so it would be harder to accidentally fall to my inevitable, painful, awful doom. And now those hoppers are going to go like this, this, and this. And, oh, I didn't bring a chest with me to put on there. That's okay. Let's get one made real quick. It won't be a bad idea to have a crafting table in the wall here anyway so that I can access it when I need to. There. And now we're going to break that and that, actually. And we're going to put the rest of that down. And now underneath here, right there, goes a slab. A slab will work effectively as a solid block. It will stop anything from traveling through it. However, you can still open the chest, which is exactly what we need it to do. Fantastic. Now, we're going to build a little bit of a wall over here. It needs to be 3 high. There we go. And standing over here where I'm not on the conveyors and everything can be safe, I'm going to take my iron spikes and place them on that wall, which needs to be 1 back from where I put it originally. And I knew this, and I have... I blame 5 a.m. That is what I do. All right, and I still have a way out. It's not exactly a pretty way out, but it doesn't need to be either. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna get my iron spikes placed. Iron spikes also qualify as solid blocks and will kill anything that touches it, which is why I'm going to be very careful not to touch them on my way out of here. I would hate for this hardcore Let's Play to end because I got careless with my own iron spikes. There we go. All that's left is to block that off, and I can access the chest, where you can see a bit of cobble has fallen. We'll get better storage than that online sometime in the future. At the moment, though, it's good enough. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're we're going to extend this platform out just a little bit so that I can access it from over here, where it'll just be a little bit more... Oh, what's the word I want? I'm not even certain. A little more nice, a little better designed, just a little more breathing room, and I can chop that chest real quick with my Mettalk. I kind of love having the repair talisman with Tinker's construct tools. I might actually make more use of them than I usually do because of it. Alright, so... yep, everything's going to get pushed into there. Now, the downside of this is that it will not kill a few mobs at a time. You need a crowd, because the ones in the back are going to be pushing the ones in the front into the spikes. The upside is that it'll handle everything. It will handle Enderman, it will handle... If you had spiders trailing into here, it would handle spiders. It will handle baby zombies. It'll take care of everything. I'm not 100% certain that every mob in this pack will be able to go through there without issue, but I'd give it a 90-ish%. I think I'll be okay. Boy, I hope I'll be okay with that. All right, we're gonna break that, and why not? Let's bring it out. I know that I want this capped off for now, because I need to break these blocks and let the monsters fall. Terrifying concept, this. You can see that they are already getting pricked to death, which is amazing. There we go. And now everything's down in there. Monsters are dying. Endermen are staying put. Life is grand. Fantastic. And now, if I go and check the chest, I am gathering quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit more stuff than I really have room for in there. And some really interesting things. Fishing bait, bones, gunpowder, sugar flint. The flow of drops has stopped for the moment, in part because... Oh, press P to open Ender Compendium. Sure. Wow, that was a neat experience. Huh. Hardcore Ender expansion. We will play with you later. Right now, I would really, really like to get my hands on some Ender Pearls, but none of them are coming at the moment, and I actually need to be up on the main platform here for monsters to spawn. Anyway, that's it for the mob spawner for now. Plenty of monster drops are going to become available to me, and all I need to do is give it time, so yay. Next time we will get a proper storage system put together for it. Right now, however, we are running overtime, and I'm not going to be able to get to the other things that I planned on. But one thing that I did plan on, we got this book down here out of this box. And I've checked it out, but I've gotten so many comments about, oh no, you missed something, that I now must take care of it this episode, even though I'm not going to be doing anything with it all. So if you read the book, it tells you that you found a stash of troll blocks. Oh, did you want more? Okay. Look at the floor to your right. Right here, we have another set of carpenter's hatches, which has a chest in it. And that chest contains mostly basic tools, some leather armor, and a couple of bits of food, which are really nice pieces of food that I kind of want to save. The Labyrinth, though, this is the win of the chest. Well, also the flowers, but we'll get back to those some other time. This is going to be another addition to our warp book, which is going to take us to a very fun place that I'm going to be exploring sometime in the next couple of episodes. However, that's going to be then. For now, we are out of time. Thank you very much for joining me, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And if you have, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and tell me what you liked about it. If you've not, though, please go to the comments below and tell me what you feel I could do better. See you next time.